The Vikings have won the toss. Percy Harvin, the rookie out of Florida. Back deep as Jeff Reed will get things started for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers and Vikings are underway in Pittsburgh. Opening kickoff taken at the 5 by Harvin. Harvin out across the 25 to the 29-yard line. 24-yard return, so Brett Favre making his 298th consecutive start, including postseason. He has not played in the city of Pittsburgh in 11 years.
Well, Brett Favre has made a believer out of me during the course of the summer when all the negotiations were going on, the sportsmanship going back and forth. I really thought that Brett was going to retire. He's come back and played exceptional. I am so impressed with how he has started the season for the Minnesota Vikings.
Percy Harvin lined up in the backfield. Now Harvin moves to the slot. Penalty flag as Favre waits and then throws to the near side. And the catch is made by Sidney Rice out at the 36 for a gain of 7.
This is one of the questions we had. How was Brett going to be able to use cadence here away from home? These Steeler fans give you a great home field advantage. We'll see if he got the Steelers to jump.
Ron Winter, our referee today.
Looked like he had Casey Hampton right on the nose.
Yeah, he worked that hard count pretty good down there.
Offside. Nose guard defense. Penalties decline. Second down.
And he uses that hard count to try and go and get the disguise blitz from the Pittsburgh Steelers and start to get a little bit more information from them. But, you know, Brett got that free play, and you know when he gets that free play, he's going to go downfield and try and get that first down.
Adrian Peterson in the backfield, 2 tight ends on second and short. And Peterson is tackled from behind by James Harris and a loss of 2 on the play.
All the way from the backside, James Harris.
Adrian Peter, very impressive today. The Steelers know what they're going to be dealing with today. They've got to have play down the line of scrimmage like they had right there by James Harrison. Somebody has got to seal backside. You cannot let the Pittsburgh Steeler outside linebackers pursue freely down the line of scrimmage.
Because they do have the speed moves to run you down.
Favre on 3rd down and 4, fires over the middle, and it's dropped. The big hit by Troy Polamalu on the intended receiver, Percy Harvin.
The Steelers defense so happy to have Troy Polamalu back. I tell you, that opening game of the season, I've never seen a defensive player play as well as Troy did that first quarter and a half. They have not been the same defense with him out of the lineup.
He does a great job of punching the pocket and punching the ball right out, or that would have been a complete pass.
Chris Cluey punting to Stephon Logan. Logan from the 21-yard line. Out to the 26, 44-yard punt. 5 yards on the return. So Ben Roethlisberger, who leads the NFL in passing yards, also completing over 72% of his attempts this season, leads the 5th-ranked Steelers offense onto the field.
That completion percentage is just, it's crazy. I mean, it's madness. And there's so much trust between Ben Roethlisberger and offensive coordinator Bruce Arians. Back and forth, you try to find out, you know, really who's helping each other. They both have such respect. But Coach Arians has all the confidence in the world with Ben Roethlisberger calling plays from the line.
On 1st and 10 from the 26, Rashard Mendenhall picks up a first down and more. Mendenhall, starting his 4th consecutive game, gains 15 yards on the Steelers' first play from scrimmage.
Catching us off guard a little bit, probably that Minnesota defense coming out and getting a run play called to open this game. You see the receivers that Ben Roethlisberger has to work with. That offensive line, as Tony Saragusa pointed out at the top, is going to be really, really important for protection today, especially inside. Keep your eyes on Kevin and Pat Williams with that pop, that push in the middle.
2 tight ends. 1st and 10 from the 40. Roethlisberger looking to throw for the first time. Down he goes. Ben Lieber with the league-leading 22nd sack this season for the Vikings, loss of 8.
Ben Lieber's going to be coming from the left side. Number 51, a little bit of a delay blitz, but just like every other defense, when you can get a linebacker matched up on a running back, you've got the advantage. And Rashard Mendenhall, it was a little bit of a delay there. Rashard Mendenhall went to release on his route, and Ben Lieber was able to get the inside leverage on it.
3 wide receivers set, second down and 18. Roethlisberger complete. And taking it out to the 39-yard line, gain of 6. The tight end Heath Miller. Tackle made by Chad Greenway. A look at the Vikings defense. 3 Pro Bowlers from last season up front. Vikings without their left corner, Antoine Winfield.
And that will be the biggest challenge for them this afternoon. And it'll be interesting to see if Ben Roethlisberger tries to test that left cornerback position early in this game. He said he's going to go through his progression, not try and force anything, but I think we'll see him looking out there to the left side.
Third down and 12. Former Viking Mewelde Moore in the backfield. Roethlisberger pump fakes, pumps again. Now he throws, and the pass is short, intended for Super Bowl MVP Santonio Holmes.
Ben Roethlisberger very good at extending the play. Good coverage by the Vikings. Look at that zone coverage. They've got everybody locked down in their zones, but they have to be careful. The Pittsburgh Steelers are very good at a scramble drill. When this play breaks down, they're going to move, and there's that protection by that offensive line.
Daniel Sepulveda punting to Jamar Johnson, and he loses the football, but he was ruled down. Johnson ruled down at the 18-yard line.
Well, that's one thing the Minnesota Vikings don't want, are turnovers. They haven't had a lot this year.
The ruling on the field is the runner was down by contact.
Back in Pittsburgh, Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa, early first quarter. Vikings back on offense. First and 10 from the 18-yard line as Favre goes down back at the 8. He was ruled down. James Farrier with the pressure. Loss of 8.
Right up the middle, little cross stunt with those inside linebackers. Press in the middle of that pocket. Here they come, James Farrier, Lawrence Timmons. That's a tough group of linebackers, and you can't protect yourself all afternoon. You can't go big on big, which is an offensive tackle on one of those outside linebackers coming. Eventually, your tight ends and your running backs are going to have to do the job.
Third sack of the season for Farrier. Second down at 18. The give to Chester Taylor. Taylor spins and is tackled at the 14-yard line by Lawrence Timmons. Gain of 4, so third down and 14 coming up for the Vikings as we check out the Steelers' third-ranked defensive unit.
Well, we talk a lot about the linebackers, but Casey Hampton, the nose tackle, number 98. If you're going to run a 3-4 defense, you've got to have a great nose tackle. Casey Hampton gives them that for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That allows the linebackers to use their athleticism to run and make tackles.
A lot of communication going on with this defense right now.
Vikings must get to the 28. Favre fires short. He was looking for Harvin.
Well, that's a great job with protection. It's not a positive play for Brett Favre, but that has to build his confidence because this Steelers defense puts so much stress on you. Look at everybody at the line of scrimmage and watch how good the coordination is with everybody. Passing stunts in the line, running backs, tight ends helping out, picking up. That's a huge confidence builder for Brett Favre.
That's what Dick LeBeau wants to do, is get one-on-ones, and they got them all sealed on that play.
Chloe punting for the second time. Fair catch called for in Vikings territory.
for the Minnesota Vikings today, the left cornerback position will be handled by committee. Benny Sapp out there right now. He's your nickel back. Carl Pema, a backup cornerback. He only plays on the outside. Asher Allen, his first NFL game today. They're all going to share reps. Carl Pema, very good special teams. Benny Sapp in your nickel. They don't want a guy out there too long.
On 1st and 10 from the 49, Roethlisberger bumps it off to Mendenhall. Pat Williams forcing Mendenhall back for a loss of a yard.
It's like a little man-to-man defense in a basketball game right there.
Looks like Ben's just trying to dump the ball to the outside and let him run in that secondary a little bit.
Second down and 11. Again, it's Mendenhall down to the 47, gain of 3. 3rd down and 8. 3 wide receivers. Roethlisberger, pass was deflected at the line by Kevin Williams, so the Steelers will punt for the 2nd time.
And we talk about the cornerback by committee, but also the guys up front. You know, they're going to be raising their level of play. Look at big Pat Williams getting up there, drifting across, getting that hand in the way. You know, Pat, Kevin Williams, Jared Allen, all those guys got to go in and push that pocket, help their cornerback out.
Sepulveda punting from the 42. Johnson, fair catch. Penalty markers on 1st down.
False start. Offense number 81. 5-yard penalty. It remains 1st down.
Tight end Asante Shenko.
You got to be really, really careful against the Pittsburgh Steelers not to get yourself behind the chains. And what I mean with that is you don't want to get into a 3rd and long situation. Asante Shenko a little bit early right there. They've got a running play call. They're trying to get some positive yards, stay ahead of the chains. Now they're in 1st and 15. Do not play into this Steelers defense hand.
First and 15 from the 12. Adrian Peterson. Not much. Travis Kershke in on the tackle. Gain of 3 for the NFL's leading rusher.
Trying to challenge the middle of that Pittsburgh Steelers defense, the heart and soul. And Adrian Peterson, I don't think that's where he wants to run today, Moose. I think he'd rather bounce it outside and try to use his speed to go and beat these linebackers because they're stacked up in the middle.
The Steelers defense knows about that. They're going to do their best to set that edge, not let him get out on the perimeter.
4 wide receivers as Favre gets rid of it quickly to Greg Lewis. And he's tackled by William Gay. That's the 2nd catch of the season for Lewis. His prior catch, that miraculous touchdown to defeat the San Francisco 49ers in the final seconds.
Well, here comes your big test. You get into these 3rd down situations. That's when you get all the exotic looks from defensive coordinator Dick LeBeau and this Steeler defense.
Vikings must get to the 27. And they do. A diving catch by Harvin for the Vikings' first down today.
And again, some good protection by that offensive line of the Minnesota Vikings. Percy Harvin working the slot, finds that little soft spot in the zone. Brett Favre slides a little bit to his right. One of the things that he said he was critical of himself about was, I've got to extend a little bit more. I've got to move around in the pocket, give my guys a chance.
3 tight ends, 1st and 10 from the 29. Peterson running left, and he is brought down by Polamalu back at the 25-yard line. A loss of 3.
You're exactly right, Moose. That Steeler defense does not want him getting down the corner and using his speed to get upfield.
2 of Adrian Peterson's first 3 carries have gone for negative yardage.
Well, I think they did a good job in their preparation. I think the Steelers defense is very confident by down and distance, position on the field, whether there's a tendency for run and pass. And that's how they're going to gauge what they do defensively. They've got to be able to stop both Brett Favre and Adrian Peterson.
Second down and 13 off the play fake. Favre escaped the pressure from Woodley, but then is taken down by James Harrison, his 7th sack of the season.
Hey, Goose, somebody forgot to check backside to see how Lamar Woodley's been playing this on the play fake. He is not fooled at all. He did not chase Adrian Peterson one step. Played outside contained.
There's that linebacker speed from the outside corners. Brett's got to get rid of that ball a little bit faster with the speed that this Steeler defense has, especially on the pass rush.
On 3rd and 19, the Vikings keep it on the ground, and it's Harrison who brings down Taylor. So for the 3rd time, the Vikings will punt it away. 3 possessions, 3 punts. Kluwe inside the 10. Logan waiting, and once again, the Steelers will start a drive following a punt. They changed the spot, so a 19-yard punt by Kluwe. 1st and 10 Steelers from the Vikings 39. Willie Parker in the backfield as Roethlisberger swings it out. 3-yard pickup, Hines Ward down to the 36-yard line.
Good news, bad news for Chris Kluwe. You know, it's not a 12-yard punt, it's a 19-yard punt. It's still awful, but not as bad. And you never know what phase it's going to be that kind of throws you out of whack right now. The Steelers really controlling field position and a result of poor punting by the Minnesota Vikings.
The last 2 punts by Kluwe, 35 and 19 yards. Second down and 7. Pass deflected. Second deflection by the Vikings defensive line. Earlier, Kevin Williams. This time, Jared Allen.
Does a nice job of elevating his body, getting his hands up. Right there, he sees the throw's going to happen. He knows he's in the passing lane, and that's the correct thing to do, especially when you get those quick passes, those 3-step drops, and the short passing game that we're seeing from the Pittsburgh Steelers right now.
Yeah, Max Starks has got to come out and chop him down, Tony. He's got to get his hands down. He's a little bit lazy on that cut block.
3rd down and 7. Steelers must get to the 29. And the pass is caught for a 1st down by the rookie 3rd-round pick out of Mississippi, Mike Wallace. Gain of 10. Steelers move the chains.
Boy, it has been fun to watch both of these offenses protect their quarterbacks. A great job on that by the Steelers. Again, the coordination of the offensive line and the backs in protection. Minnesota tried to overload the defensive left side. Great adjustment by the 2 backs in protection.
Play blown dead. And a challenge flag has been thrown by Brad Childress. Let's take a look at the last catch by Wallace.
Minnesota's challenger ruling on the field of a completed pass.
Now, one of the things we have seen this season is a lot of the calls on the field have stood.
After review, ruling on the field stands. Minnesota is charged with a foul. It's 1st down, Pittsburgh.
Brad Childress took a chance. Had it been reversed, would have been a 4th and 7 from the 36. 54-yard field goal attempt, and this has been a game of field position so far.
Yeah, and 50-plus field goals. Not a lot of success here at this stadium.
But the call on the field stands. Steelers get a new set of downs. 1st and 10 from the Vikings 26. The reverse to Wallace. And Wallace picks up another Steelers 1st down. A gain of 13. E.J. Henderson finally brought him down.
Well, we saw how well Lamar Woodley played the reverse on the last time. Watch down here, Jared Allen. There's your contain, everybody down inside. Woo, look at that on the outside. You keep running those plays, and you got somebody upstairs, Goose, taking a look down there. Hey, I think we can get a reverse or an end around coming back that direction. They're really running fast down the line of scrimmage.
First and 10 from the 13. Roethlisberger to the tight end, David Johnson. Was tackled by Chad Greenway inside the 10 after a gain of 4. Roethlisberger in the red zone this season. Only Favre has been better. Favre, 9 touchdowns, no picks in the red zone.
Both quarterbacks playing excellent once they get down to this part of the field. A little bit of a slow start for the Steeler offense in the red zone, but they have really picked it up over the last few games.
2nd and 6 from the Minnesota 9. The toss to Parker. And Parker gains a yard down to the 8. Cedric Griffin made the tackle. Willie Parker started the first 3 games. Having some problems with turf toe, so Mendenhall making his 4th start today.
Now, one of the things that the Steelers ask the receivers to do is block in the running game. Santonio Holmes coming in on the crack block against Jared Allen. So,
holding on. He's holding on there.
Oh, no. He was doing better than holding on.
He got good body position, I'll tell you what. I mean, he got it done.
Empty backfield for the Steelers. 3rd down and 5. Roethlisberger, Holmes, touchdown. There's a flag down in the end zone. Here's Ron Winter.
Pass interference. Offense number 83. A 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
Calls on Heath Miller.
That's a pick.
No, that's a rub. That's a rub.
That is not a rub,
That's
man.
a rub. That's just a rub right there.
That's not even close. A rub.
See, the fans know. They know it's just a rub.
The fans are really happy about that call, too. I think they're on your side, Moose.
So instead of a touchdown, Steelers now facing a 3rd down and 15 from the 18. They can pick up a 1st down without reaching the end zone. Pump fake by Roethlisberger, wrapped up, down he goes. Here's Jared Allen, 2nd sack for the Vikings today.
I want you to watch where they go immediately when they go to sack Ben Roethlisberger. Hey, this is something that they have worked on all week. We have got to trap his right arm. When you get there, don't get around his waist, trap his arm. Pin his arm to his body. He will throw the ball with 3 guys draped around his waist. So when you get close, squeeze that right arm, that throwing arm, to his body.
That was Jimmy Kennedy. He did a great job one-on-one getting that pass rush and getting that sack.
Jimmy Kennedy with Jared Allen and Ray Andrews. 39-yard attempt is good. Brett Favre checking out the photos. 4 seconds remaining, 1st quarter. A Jeff Reed 39-yard field goal giving the Steelers a 3-0 lead. And now Reed kicking off. Bobble taken out now by Harvin. And Harvin on the return. Tripped up by Joe Burnett. All right, 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. Peterson with his best run of the day as he picks up a 1st down out to the 33, gain of 15.
That's exactly what I thought they needed to do, Moose. Get Adrian Peterson running a little bit more. Get those big offensive linemen up front coming off on the ball. I thought that they went a little bit too much finesse in the 1st quarter, and now they're going to go and try and pound the ball. And I think that's exactly what they need to do. Get Adrian Peterson on the perimeter.
I was about to mention that this was the first time Peterson has ever been held to negative yardage in the 1st quarter of a game. Penalty markers
False start. Offense number 64. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That's the right guard, Anthony Herrera. Peterson, 3 carries, -1 in the first quarter, but starts the second quarter with a 15-yard.
Well, not a lot of opportunities in that first quarter, and Adrian Peterson reminds me a lot of Barry Sanders. You could have Barry Sanders defended for 3 quarters and have him shut down, but you still had 1 more quarter to play, and he could put up some huge numbers in 1 quarter. I think Adrian Peterson is very similar.
1st and 15. This is Peterson again. Out to the 31-yard line. Gain of 3. James Farrier made the tackle.
I would like to see the Minnesota Viking offense get into a little bit of no huddle and change the tempo of the game. Right now, with the crowd here for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think it's going to be very difficult for Brett Favre to utilize his cadence. So to change the tempo, you can jump into that no huddle. They're kind of getting into a little bit of it right now.
Favre, 3 of 5, 22 yards in the first quarter. Empty backfield on 2nd and 12. Penalty flag as Favre is taken down back at the 26-yard line by Lamar Woodley. But it looks like it's against the Steelers.
Offside. Defense number 98. In the neutral zone to snap. A 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
That's the nose guard, Goose, Casey Hampton.
How good do you have to be with cadence to get your nose tackled twice, Tony? I mean, he's staring right at the ball.
Well, he's the closest guy to the quarterback, and he's listening for that snap count, but he's also looking down at the ball. You got to do both as a nose guard. And, you know, he caught him on a big-time jump right there. And I was going to say that this stadium, playing in it usually louder, but they haven't been real loud here so far.
Peterson bottled up. That is his 3rd negative run.
They are running to the edges. I think you're absolutely right, Tony. I think their biggest concern is number 28 on the perimeter, and they're going to do everything possible. They're going to set the edge. They're going to have people pursuing from the backside. They know that that's where Adrian is at his most dangerous. We think of him as a big physical runner, but he's got great breakaway speed.
Vikings must get to the 43 on 3rd down and 9. Favre over the middle, nobody in the vicinity.
4th down.
Another good job by that Vikings offensive line, eating up that rush by Pittsburgh, but it seems Brett's not seeing what he wants to see downfield to get them completions.
So here's Cluey punting in the other direction. His last 2 punts, 35 and 19 yards. Punting towards the closed end of the stadium. The difference. Logan all the way back at the 12. Worst starting field position of the day for the Steelers. They started their last 2 drives in Vikings territory. From the 23. Mendenhall gains 2. 2nd down and 8. Roethlisberger. Miller. The 2nd catch. Out to the 31, gain of 6.
Heath Miller working into the middle of the field, dropping Kevin Williams out on that zone blitz. That was Kevin Williams coming across.
He was trying.
I tell you what, that's a lot of athleticism for a big guy. He might rival you, Goose.
I wish.
3rd down and 2.
Black box. 56 is right.
White clock at 3. Over the middle, Spaeth. Incomplete, excuse me, Ward. Incomplete, thought he had it. So the Steelers send out the punting unit.
Nice job by Carl Pema, because last week against the Ravens, when he was in there, his biggest problem was at the point of the catch. He had put himself in good position, but he allowed the catch. Look at him come off of his guy, come across into the slot area and get a big hit on Hines Ward. Nice job.
Carl Pema, who spent the last 4 years with Denver, is Pulvina punting from his own 20-yard line. Bearcats called for by Jamar Johnson. 44-yard punt. And now the Vikings go back to work from their own 24-yard line. On first down, Peterson out to the 28-yard line, gain of 4. So the Vikings, who are second in the league in scoring, over 31 points per game, Darryl, 4 possessions, 4 punts. 4 wide receivers, second down and 6. Farr's pass intended for Sidney Rice. James Farrier on the coverage.
And when you open up your formation, you bring in the receivers, you're going to get those nickel looks. A lot of guys at the line of scrimmage, but they only bring 4. Everybody else dropping into areas. A great job by James Farrier getting a fingertip on that ball. He was walked all the way up into the middle of the line of scrimmage. On the snap, he's retreating back into his zone. Just a great job being able to read the quarterback's eyes and get a hand on the ball.
Third and 6, Favre steps up. Now he fires downfield, and the catch is made by Harvin in Steelers territory for a Vikings first down, a 28-yard pass play.
He who hesitates is lost. William Gay coming on a corner blitz. Down here, watch the hesitation. Right here, where'd it go? That one little chop step prevents him from getting to Brett Favre on time. It gives him the time to get the ball completed downfield to Percy.
Vikings in Steelers territory for the first time as Favre connects with Rice down to the 39-yard line, a pickup of 5.
We saw the struggles on that last graphic by this Minnesota offense. We'll see if that long completion to Percy Harvin kind of gives them a little shot of momentum.
28 yards. Biggest play today for the Vikings. From the 39. Favre getting rid of it quickly. And Bernard Berrien gains 7 for a Minnesota first down.
There he is, Dick LeBeau, kind of the inventor of these exotic third down defenses that we see around the NFL today. The father of the fire zone defense. They give you a lot of things to think about at the snap of the ball, and one of the things that Minnesota has to do is realize these guys can start the play anywhere, but it's where they end up that's most important.
From the Steelers 32 on first down. Favre stands in the pocket. Now he throws Polamalu on the coverage. Second and 10 upcoming. Pass intended for the tight end, Shenko.
Good football on both sides. The Pittsburgh Steelers bringing pressure. They get everything blocked up. Man-to-man across the board. Troy Polamalu, good recovery. Visanthe Shenko turned him around a little bit, but there's that athleticism of Troy Polamalu.
Polamalu had his knee checked out after the last Vikings series. Remember, he missed 4 games earlier this season with a sprained left knee. Second down and 10. Favre to Berrien. And Berrien breaks a tackle from Gay and picks up another Vikings first down. 11 yards from Favre to the former Chicago Bear, Bernard Berrien.
Had a couple. Go ahead, Degoose.
Now we talked about them challenging the outside and the perimeter, and this is what they're doing on these short screens, quick passes to the outside, and it's working. It's making this defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers run. If they miss a tackle, like we saw right here, that's going to give them the first down. I think that's going to pay off later on in the game.
Well, the Steelers 21. Off the hands of Berrien this time.
It's the leadership, it's the experience of Brett Favre that he brings to the quarterback position for the Vikings. Just being able to pop up and snap that ball outside. If you're going to play off soft in coverage and give him a big cushion, he's going to run some simple plays to get some positive yards, because again, when you play the Steelers, the worst position to put yourself is 2nd and 3rd and long. And if you can just get some easy completions out there for 4 or 5 yards, you get to stay ahead of the chains.
Vikings up to the backfield on 2nd and 10. Favre's pass complete. Down at the 12-yard line to Shanko. Farrier made the tackle, gain of 9.
Tackle by Farrier.
3rd down and 1 upcoming for Brett Favre and the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings shuffle 4 players out onto the field.
3rd down and 1.
Vikings in the red zone for the first time today. Late handoff to Peterson. Adrian Peterson has a first down and more as he is finally tackled down at the 3-yard line. A gain of 9 and a new set of downs for the Vikings.
And this is one of the reasons why they have been very, very effective in the red zone this season. When you can run the ball effectively in the red zone, it's a tremendous advantage for the offense. There's not as much real estate downfield. Adrian Peterson doesn't care who he hits. Get out of my way.
I'll tell you what, these tackles, offensive tackles for Minnesota, they are giant.
1st and goal from the 3. Peterson takes it down inside the 2, tackled by Farrier.
We talk about their size. Ryan McKinney on that last play, he is just clearing a path for Adrian Peterson with a beautiful down blocks, but they're so big it's hard for those linebackers to actually get around these guys. I mean, down here on the field, it looks like 2 bookends on each end of tackles.
Both 6'8", McKinney and Lodeholt. Timeout is called by the Vikings. Off the fake to Peterson. Favre to the end zone. Off the fingertips of the fullback, the Fahu Tahi.
Little play action there. They've got goal line defense for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll see if there's any personnel change here on 3rd and goal. The Vikings electing to stay in their goal line personnel offensively. I tell you, you threw it on 2nd, you got to throw it on 3rd now, Goose.
Peterson.
Nice.
He's in. Touchdown.
That's exactly what they were thinking.
I tell you, that's impressive right there by that Vikings offensive line.
Seven 3 Vikings. Longwell's kickoff taken out of the end zone by Stephon Logan. Cuts to the inside and is tackled at the 27-yard line by Eric Frampton. 30 yards on the return.
For the 27-yard line.
Hard to believe, guys, that this is the biggest deficit the Steelers have faced this season. Ben 6 for 10 today. Both Steeler losses were by 3 points. They had never trailed by more than 3 over their first 6 games.
Yeah, we all remember that Pittsburgh started out 1-2, and you know I think that these guys kind of like it. Ben Roethlisberger said, "Hey, we're a little bit under the radar right now as defending Super Bowl champions. You have that sluggish start, but when you look at the numbers, you find out that they've played very well."
Here's Mendenhall, and he's bottled up by Brian Robinson. Loss of 2 on the play. We asked Ben about playing as the defending champions. He's gone through it once before, and you're right, Darryl. He said once we lost those 2 games, 2 of the first 3, we are under the radar at this point.
Yeah, everything shifted to other teams around the NFL, even within their own division. Baltimore off to a 3-0 start. They became the darlings there for a while.
Only under the radar by the people who aren't playing them that week.
That's right, Goose. Cincinnati 4-2, tied for the division lead with Pittsburgh. 2nd and 12. Roethlisberger to the outside, and it's the tight end, Heath Miller. Brought down by Cedric Griffin after a gain of 7.
Surprised we haven't seen Ben Roethlisberger test this Viking secondary. We had the one long throw to Hines Ward earlier in the game, but other than that, you know, they've been content to move the ball into the middle of the field, kind of short to medium passing routes.
Ben's longest completion has been 10 yards.
We've got kind of a true man-to-man situation down here with Carl Payman, the guy who's filling in for Antoine Winfield.
They're down at 5. Steelers must get to the 37. Roethlisberger had the ball tipped, and it's incomplete. Dropped in front of Robinson. But Roethlisberger was under pressure. The ball was deflected, and the Steelers, for the 4th time today, will punt.
See if Brad Childress is electing to take a challenge on this. Brian Robinson, now if you're a player and you get up and you're emphatically telling your coach to throw the flag, you better be 100% sure. That thing hit the ground. It was obvious it hit the ground.
Looks like it bounced twice.
That was the second tip pass by Kevin Williams in this first half. Johnson from the 27. Hit hard at the 30. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line for the Vikings. Vikings lead the Steelers 7-3. Favre with loads of time dumps it off over the top. And Peterson gains 3 out to the 32.
Brett having all day standing back there. That offensive line is really giving him protection up front. For him to go and pick and choose his receiver. It's like we're seeing a completely different offense than we did in the first quarter.
I tell you, Goose, these guys are going to have a headache when they finish this game, and not because they've been banging heads all day, just from thinking. I mean, this defense makes you think for 60 minutes, and they've done a great job with their protection rules.
From the 33 on 2nd and 7, Favre did a 360 before handing off to Peterson, and he tries to fight his way back to the line. They're down at 7 for Favre and the Vikings. And the pass is caught out across the 40-yard line by Visante Shenko for a Vikings first down. 3 wide receivers. Here's Favre backpedaling. Now he throws, and it's dropped by the tight end Shenko. 2nd and 10 coming up.
There's some great coaching right there. You heard him at the line of scrimmage. Watch the screen, watch the screen. And that's exactly what the Vikings were trying to do, trying to get a screen to the outside to Visante Shenko.
2nd down and 10.
Movement prior to the snap.
Line before the snap.
False start. Offense number 81. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Shenko's 2nd penalty.
He's in a rush to get out there to block somebody, looks like. Moose.
I don't know.
Second one.
Yeah.
Vikings' 3rd penalty coming into this game. Least penalized team in the league, only 4.5 per game.
Hard to explain that one away. You can't be offsides illegal procedure twice in the first half. Not on the road in this place.
2nd and 15. Favre, pump fakes. Now he throws. Percy Harvin, the intended receiver.
Now you play right into their hands, 3rd long. Interesting to see what they do from a play call. Something safe to get a few yards and then try and control field position.
Bernard Berrien shaking up Darrell.
You see him reach right there. I think it's a low hamstring or maybe a little bit of his quad.
Replaced by Greg Lewis. 3rd down and 15. Inside handoff as the Vikings keep it on the ground with Chester Taylor. Out to the 45-yard line, gain of 10, but 5 yards shy of the marker, so the Vikings continue to play a field position game. Louis punting for the 5th time today, and a fair catch is called for by Logan at the 9-yard line. 52-yard punt. So the Steelers with a minute 39 remaining in this first half and 2 timeouts.
First and 10, field ball at the 9-yard line.
On that last third down, I think that's exactly what Brad Childress is thinking. Hey, I'll give it to Adrian Peterson. Who knows? He can break a 15-yard run and convert for you. You get some positive yards. You play the field position game late in the half.
Weldy Moore in the backfield. First and 10. Steelers from their own 9-yard line. Minute 39 remaining. First half. Roethlisberger to Holmes. And Santonio Holmes down the sidelines for a Steelers first down, a gain of 14.
Looks like Ben Roethlisberger's been watching exactly what Brett Favre's been doing. Throws a little short screen to the outside, hoping to miss tackle. That's exactly what he gets. Gets out of bounds. Do that 4 or 5 times, you'd love it.
Now you got a safety out on the perimeter against one of your best receivers. Let me get that matchup again.
From the 23, Roethlisberger can't find anyone downfield. Now he throws, and it's nearly picked off. Pass was intended for Wallace. Tyrell Johnson thought he had it.
Good job by the secondary of the Minnesota Vikings. Ben Roethlisberger has all kinds of time. Great job of protection by his offensive line. Look at all that time to find somebody. That is really tough for that secondary to stay with your receiver that long.
Roethlisberger on 2nd and 10, over the top to the tight end Miller. Miller gains 9. 3rd down and 1.
3rd down short.
Steelers have 2 timeouts. Inside handoff to Weldy Moore, and the former Viking has a first down out to the 38. Gain of 6. Stayed in bounds. Clock continues to run, and now the Steelers will use their 2nd timeout with 54 seconds on the clock, and the line of scrimmage, the Pittsburgh 38. Steelers with 1 timeout, 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Roethlisberger nearly hit by Edwards, and that pass nearly picked off by E.J. Henderson.
Ray Edwards coming from the left side, number 91. Just a step late. Again, taking advantage of an opportunity. You've got one of your rush ends on the edge going up against the tight end. He didn't have any help in the backfield.
Viking defenders have also had their hands on 2 balls. First Johnson, now Henderson. Second and 10 from the 38-yard line. Roethlisberger steps up, and he throws to a wide-open Mike Wallace at the Vikings 40. 22-yard pass play. Roethlisberger spikes it. 32 seconds on the clock. And the Steelers still have 1 timeout.
Go back and take a look at this last completion. Watch all the Minnesota defenders move up on Ben Roethlisberger. Mike Wallace downfield. Now watch, as he moves out, everybody's kind of moved over. They lose track of him. You've got to be able to keep your eyes on your responsibility as he's going through your zone. You know that he extends play. You know that the wide receivers and Ben Roethlisberger are very good when the play breaks down. You've got to stay with your man.
Minnesota's defense, too, has not brought pressure one time. They've only rushed 4 guys, and once again, they'll only rush 4 guys.
Roethlisberger to Wallace, inside the 10, 5, touchdown.
They're finding this little void in the zone coverage behind the linebackers and in front of the safeties on both of those last two passes. Ben Roethlisberger is able to get that throw into this little void between the zones.
He hit Wallace for 22 and then 40. Second touchdown of the season for the rookie out of Mississippi, Mike Wallace. Steelers back on top, 10-7. Short kickoff by Reed as the Steelers keep it away from Harvin. Fair catch called for by Robinson. So the Vikings with 24 seconds and one timeout.
I'm sure that there's not been a lot of practice with Brian Robinson and Jeff Dugan making fair catches on kickoff returns.
Communication, guys, communication.
I got it. No, I got it. Robinson had it. And now Favre will take a knee. Vikings will let the clock run out. Vikings took a 7-3 lead on the Adrian Peterson touchdown with just over 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter, but the Steelers drive 91 yards. Here's Mike Wallace. Pittsburgh leading by 3. Logan on the run. Logan cuts to the outside and is tackled at the 36-yard line by Medina Williams. From the 36-yard line, Mendenhall. Rashard Mendenhall with a first down and more. Forced out of bounds by Carl Pema in Vikings territory.
Very similar to how this game started. Rashard Mendenhall off the right side. Watch him freeze Carl Pema on the outside. Bounces it out onto the perimeter and watch him just freeze Carl Pema right there, and he gets the edge.
16 yards for Mendenhall. Longest Steelers run today. The Vikings 48. The end around to Wallace. Wallace takes it down to the 42-yard line and a flag. Gain of 5.
Personal foul. Grasping the face mask. Defense number 41. 15-yard penalty. First down.
It's on Pema.
Chasing that play down from the backside.
I think they actually called the wrong number. It was Pat Williams.
I mean, they look really the same.
Yeah.
Pat Williams and Pema. I mean, it's hard to differentiate between the two, but I think Pat said, listen, if I'm going to run that far, I'm going to go and grab whatever I can grab, and just happened to be the face mask. But he's been hustling all over the field when he's out there. They've been having a good defensive line rotation, but he's been doing a good job against the run so far.
Let's see, Williams weighs 317, Pema 195. Mendenhall. Another big run by Mendenhall. Down to the Vikings 18 as Mendenhall gains 9.
Goose, difficult to change your mindset right now. You come into this game probably expecting a lot of throws from Ben Roethlisberger. All of a sudden, you know, the way that half ended, they had some success. You expect it to start. They've come out and just put it on the ground.
But once you see the Pittsburgh Steelers have success in the run, you're just going to see it all day until you stop it. And then they're going to go to the air. So, you know, Minnesota definitely has to go and bow up a little bit and stop this run and play from there.
Steelers ran only 7 times in the first half. They've come out running here in the second half. There's Pat Williams.
He must have heard me there, Moose.
Number 94, Pat Williams.
Came through right in the middle, got him in the backfield. That was a good play by Pat.
Pat Williams celebrated a birthday, turned 37 yesterday. Makes the tackle on Mendenhall.
That's called stopping a guy right in his tracks. Coming through the line, just putting all that body and weight, good looks right on top of the guy.
Just like he used to do it, Goose.
Exactly.
3rd down and 1. Off the play fake. Roethlisberger moving to his left, looking for the chains. Oh, and he's hit late by Benny Sapp.
How foolish is that? That's two really poor decisions by Benny Sapp. Number one, he waited way too long to come up and force Ben Roethlisberger's hand, and then when he does get there, just a stupid penalty.
Roethlisberger was clearly out of bounds.
Personal foul. Late hit out of bounds. Defense number 22. Penalized half the distance to the goal. First down.
I mean, you know, pick which one you want to give him. Launching, leading with the crown of the helmet, hitting the guy out of bounds. I mean, that's just a complete lack of composure right there by Benny Sapp. And he got himself into trouble by being so late to recognize that Ben Roethlisberger was on the edge with nobody behind him.
You can do that with a running back, but you can't do it with a quarterback. Plain and simple. You got to identify who you're going after when you make that kind of a move.
So it's the second personal foul, second 15-yard penalty against the Vikings defense on this drive. First and goal from the 8. Roethlisberger pump fakes. Now he throws it short. Intended for Holmes, and he's helped up by Sapp. Second and goal from the 8. Pump fake, and then Roethlisberger down. The two Williams, Pat and Kevin, in on the tackle.
I don't know if that was supposed to be a quick out, nobody was out there, or a quarterback draw. Looks like he looks outside to go and throw it. Nothing. He puts the ball up, but the offensive line isn't blocking it like a draw. When you block it like a draw, you get man on man, and no one covered Kevin Williams.
I think Mike Wallace and Hines Ward were walking back, talking to each other, Tony. I think one of them was supposed to stop and be that little pop-up pass to the outside.
Loss of one, but it goes in the books as a rush, not a sack. Third and goal from the 9. And this pass broken up. Benny Sapp. It was intended for Hines Ward.
That's a nice bounce back by Benny Sapp.
Coverage by
Come back and made a couple of good plays defensively after losing his focus for a second there. Good position, inside out, puts himself in a position to undercut the ball. He's probably disappointed he didn't come up with the pick.
Yeah, he had a nice jump on that ball.
Supporter will hold.
So this will be a 27-yard attempt. Reed hit from 39 earlier. Reed's kick is good. Steelers lead by 6. Reed kicking off. Reed's kickoff, bobbled by Harvin. And Harvin all the way out to the 35-yard line. Favre to Sidney Rice. Tackled by Lawrence Timmons. Gain of 9. Brett Favre and the Vikings, only 131 yards of offense, 8 first downs. What do they need to do?
Well, they just need to, I think, change the rhythm of the game right now. We talked about how difficult it would be for Pittsburgh to stop Brett Favre and Adrian Peterson. They did it both in the first half. Brett Favre less than 100 yards passing, Adrian Peterson averaging less than 3 yards a carry.
Peterson, the ball carrier.
And when we spoke with Dick LeBeau, the Steelers defensive coordinator, about defending both Favre and Peterson, he said to us, well, when you have Favre and Peterson coming in, you can either stay home or try and outscore them.
Well, I just think you do whatever you did in the first half. Whatever it was, it worked. I thought they did a great job with him. But the thing that Minnesota has to do, they've got to change that tempo up. You saw in the very first snap, James Ferrier was able to hit that blitz on perfect timing. So right now, they're into a rhythmic cadence.
First and 10 from the 46-yard line. Favre got rid of it. He was under pressure from Woodley. And the fullback, Tahi, loses 2. Second down and 12. Off the fake, and then a pump fake. Now Favre throws. And Sidney Rice at midfield makes the catch. Ball spotted just shy of midfield, gain of 5.
I think the other thing that Minnesota needs to do right now is get rid of that bootleg pass, too. We saw it earlier in the first half when Lamar Woodley came completely free. They ran it again, and they've got people, they're playing their rules, they're doing their job, they're not being fooled by misdirection. And during the course of the game, it is a feeling out process, and you scratch off plays on your sheet that aren't working. Right now, Minnesota needs to get rid of that bootleg.
3rd down and 7. Penalty markers. Free play for the Vikings. Favre's pass is complete. And picking up a 1st down is Percy Harvin.
Offside. Offside. Defense number 94. Penalties decline. The play results in a 1st down.
Lawrence Timmons.
There's that experience and the leadership that Brett Favre brings. We all know what he brings as a skill set to the quarterback position for the Vikings offense, but his experience and his leadership in that situation, the clock running down, getting the play snap, completing the pass, knowing he's got a free play.
Favre is 4 for 4 on this drive. Now 5 for 5 as Lewis tries to spin away from William Gay, but a nice tackle. No gain on the play for Lewis.
You know, you talk about Brett Favre and what he could do. He's doing a great job of keeping the defensive line off balance. We saw a couple offsides in the 1st half. Now we thought his cadence was a little bit, the same, play in and play out. Now he's changing it up, talking with his offensive lineman, doing a little head shake. You know he's not going to get called, Moose, because the great ones never do there in the backfield.
2nd and 10, Goose. Favre under pressure again from Woodley, forced to throw it away.
Well, they're trying to set up a screen pass, but I don't know who's supposed to be blocking here, but you cannot let Lamar Woodley come scot-free on the screen pass. I don't know if that's Phil Lodeholt. I don't know if it's Desante Shenko. One of the two on the edge has got to slow down Lamar Woodley before they release to the screen.
Vikings must get to the 34. Favre's pass is caught, but it looks like Johnson is just shy. Gain of 9.
Big decision.
Gain of 9.
Made very quickly by Brad Childress. Desante Shenko, Jim Kleinsaucer right into the game.
First catch of the season for Jamar Johnson, so the Vikings leave their offense on the field, 4th and 1 from the 35.
I like this decision, Moose. I think they go for it right here.
Off the fake to Peterson. Favre, pump fakes. Now he throws. It's complete to Rice. And Sidney Rice, reaching, lost the football, but he was ruled down at the 1-yard line.
Brought down at the 2.
What a great job by Brett Favre. There is nothing there at the beginning of this play. And Sidney Rice also. There's a little bit of chemistry developing between these two. Look at that feel. Troy Polamalu jumped it. He anticipated. Brett pumped him forward and then was able to reset and find Sidney Rice beyond him.
So on 4th and 1, Favre to Rice for 34 yards. And now Peterson tries to bounce it to the outside. There is a flag. Penalty marker down as James Harrison made the tackle on Adrian Peterson.
Offside. Defense. Number 98 lined up in the neutral zone. Penalized half the distance to the goal. Repeat 1st down.
Casey Hampton again.
Don't even ask me, Moose. I don't know. You're right over the ball. You have your hand. You can put it 1 inch from the ball and just keep your head behind it, and you won't be offsides. I don't know why he's lining up in the neutral zone. And he doesn't see the ball and where he's lining up. That's unexcusable.
1st and goal. Peterson.
No game.
Well, Moose, you wanted them to pick up the pace a little bit, and they're getting to the line of scrimmage faster, but that Pittsburgh's defense is bringing everybody they got, and they're stopping them stone cold on the line of scrimmage.
They're ready to play. You know, they have done a really nice job the latter part of this drive of altering their pace, the tempo, the cadence at the line of scrimmage, but complement Pittsburgh's defense. They've done a good job of being ready, down in their stances, ready to play.
3 tight ends, 2nd and goal. Favre off the crossbar, intended for Sidney Rice.
Sidney Rice, a big receiver. Brett Favre just trying to get it up in the air, allow him to go up and make a play.
Well, with that kind of vertical, I don't think you can throw it over his head.
Third and goal from the 1. Off the fake to Peterson. Favre, end zone, incomplete, intended for Kleinsasser.
You got 2 guys in the exact same position on a goal line play. You might have had a missed assignment on that one. When you run the little play actions, usually you've got somebody shallow flat and deep corner, somebody stationed in the middle of the field. We had Jeff Dugan and Jim Kleinsasser right in the same area. Look at it, they're right stacked on top of each other.
When you're that tight, all you need is one defender to defend both the guys. Exactly what Ferrier does.
Ryan Longwell about to attempt a very short field goal. 18 yards. Here's Logan on the return. And Logan tackled at the 24-yard line. The helmet goes flying. First and 10 from the 23-yard line for Pittsburgh. An end around for the 3rd time today. This is Holmes, and he's tackled at the 24-yard line by Jared Allen. Gain of just 1.
Well, it's as bad as some of the plays have been with pursuit on the backside for the Vikings. Watch Jared Allen again. They've got him chasing things down. They moved 2 tight ends to the other side of the field. They've got everybody chasing that direction. So when the Minnesota Vikings try their misdirection, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is ready and waiting, but the Steelers offense is really taking advantage of the pursuit of the contain element on the edges.
Remember what Jared Allen told us at the snap? I find out where the ball is going, and then I find it.
He's having a little trouble finding it right now.
2nd down and 9. Roethlisberger complete out of the 30-yard line, across the 30. Heath Miller, gain of 7. E.J. Henderson brought him down. 3rd down and 2.
3rd down and 2.
There's Mewelde Moore, the former Viking. Spent 4 years in Minnesota. Empty backfield on 3rd and 2. Roethlisberger escapes, now throws, and the pass could not be handled by Santonio Holmes. Steelers will punt.
Found a nice little soft spot, and again, when Ben Roethlisberger brings that ball down and breaks contain, these wide receivers are very good at staying alive. Look at that nice little soft spot right there. Yeah, it's a little bit low, it's a little bit to the outside, but he's got to make that catch. Max Starks gets away with a little trip in the inside.
4th time the Steelers have gone 3 and out today. Fair catch is called for. Brett Favre and the Vikings start from their own 24. This is Adrian Peterson, not much. Across the 25, James Farrier in on the tackle, gain of just 1.
They have done such a good job all afternoon on Adrian Peterson. But again, we talked about it earlier. He had that one big run in the second quarter. You've got to stay disciplined. As soon as you make the slightest mistake, Adrian Peterson will find that hole in your defense and hit you for a big one. You can never rest when he's got the ball.
Came into this game leading the NFL in rushing yards over the first 6 weeks. Second down and 9. Play clock at 2. Favre to Klein, saucer as he dives over Ike Taylor and gains 4.
Just doing a nice job staying ahead of the chains. We talked about it in the first half. They got into several 3rd and long situations. You're playing to the strength of the Steelers defense when you get there.
They just have so much speed, the Pittsburgh Steelers, on that corner. It's really tough. They're doing a great job of running to the ball and disguising what they're doing.
Movement prior to the snap.
False start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
That's the rookie right tackle out of Oklahoma, Phil Lodholm.
That's tough. You've got that Steeler defense moving all over the place. Just a little fish, and he can't get that 350 plus back set down.
He needs 3 eyes. He doesn't know what's got to go. They're lining, they're moving, they're standing up, they're down. Very confusing.
Vikings must get to the 34. Favre for Harvin. And a big hit laid on Percy Harvin, who is shaken up coming off the shoulder injury by the free safety Ryan Clark. And Brett Favre sprints downfield to check on his rookie receiver.
Well, we've already got Bernard Berrien now. They cannot afford to lose Percy Harvin, too. We've talked about stepping up and making a play. Percy Harvin's going to make a big catch. Ryan Clark comes across and puts a hit on him to jar that ball loose.
That pass is threading the needle, too, right between 2 defenders.
How many quarterbacks in this league would sprint downfield like Favre just did?
Not many.
Wobbly kick, but it does take a Vikings roll. Down inside the 25-yard line. 52 yards on the punt and roll. Brett Favre and the Vikings start from their own 24. This is Adrian Peterson, not much. Across the 25, James Farrier in on the tackle, gain of just 1.
They have done such a good job all afternoon on Adrian Peterson. But again, we talked about it earlier. He had that one big run in the second quarter. You've got to stay disciplined. As soon as you make the slightest mistake, Adrian Peterson will find that hole in your defense and hit you for a big one. You can never rest when he's got the ball.
Came into this game leading the NFL in rushing yards over the first 6 weeks. Second down and 9. Play clock at 2. Favre to Klein, saucer as he dives over Ike Taylor and gains 4.
Just doing a nice job staying ahead of the chains. We talked about it in the first half. They got into several 3rd and long situations. You're playing to the strength of the Steelers defense when you get there.
They just have so much speed, the Pittsburgh Steelers, on that corner. It's really tough. They're doing a great job of running to the ball and disguising what they're doing.
Movement prior to the snap.
False start. Offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
That's the rookie right tackle out of Oklahoma, Phil Lodholm.
That's tough. You've got that Steeler defense moving all over the place. Just a little fish, and he can't get that 350 plus back set down.
He needs 3 eyes. He doesn't know what's got to go. They're lining, they're moving, they're standing up, they're down. Very confusing.
Vikings must get to the 34. Favre for Harvin. And a big hit laid on Percy Harvin, who is shaken up coming off the shoulder injury by the free safety Ryan Clark. And Brett Favre sprints downfield to check on his rookie receiver.
Well, we've already got Bernard Berry, and now they cannot afford to lose Percy Harvin, too. We've talked about stepping up and making a play. Percy Harvin's going to make a big catch. Ryan Clark comes across and puts a hit on him to jar that ball loose.
That pass is threading the needle, too, right between two defenders.
How many quarterbacks in this league would sprint downfield like Favre just did?
Not many.
Wobbly kick, but it does take a Vikings roll. Down inside the 25-yard line. 52 yards on the punt and roll. We talked to Steve Hutchinson, the Vikings left guard. He told us Favre has been a great teammate. I hope to have his energy when I'm 40.
Well, he had to come in, he had to be quiet, he had to earn the respect of the guys in the locker room. And, you know, Brad Childress said he did a great job of that, coming in, not being real vocal, doing it in a different style. And this whole team has really embraced Brett Favre, and that's one of the reasons. I mean, he cares about this. He actually says that this may be the best job he's ever done throughout his entire career from a leadership perspective on a team.
Favre in his 19th season. Now Roethlisberger and the Steelers go back to work with a 3-point lead from their own 24-yard line. The toss to Mendenhall. And another big run by Rashard Mendenhall, finally forced out of bounds at the 41 after a gain of 17 yards.
Boy, was that a well-blocked play. There was just an alley that was created. Watch Heath Miller, number 83. He's going to get one of the key blocks as he comes out to the outside, kicks out Carl Pema. The receiver's coming from the outside in, the tight end going from inside out. Nice little cross-up to create that alley.
Mendenhall has had runs today of 14, 16, and 17 yards. Final half minute of the third quarter. From the 41, Roethlisberger dumps it off, and Mendenhall unable to hang on. Second and 10. Mendenhall spins across the 45. He gains 5. Third down and 5 for the Steelers. They must get to the Vikings 49. Roethlisberger with time. The catch is made by Holmes. Nice grab. And Holmes is inside the 25. Still on his feet. Gets some blocks and is finally brought down inside the 10. 45 yards on the catch and run by Santonio Holmes.
Tony, I know you're not happy when they're only rushing 4 and they're dropping back in zone coverage, but this is where all the big plays came last week against Cleveland. They're in straight man-to-man. Just a short little cross route right there. You miss one tackle, and you're off to the races.
One tackle. That looked like 4 tackles. And there's 5. And there's finally got him down after 6. The guys are leaving their feet a little early. Holmes does a great job of using that stiff arm and keeping them people away from his body.
First and goal from just inside the 10 as Mendenhall loses the football. Rashard Mendenhall fumbles. It's recovered by the Vikings. The first turnover of this game.
Well, that'll take momentum away from you real quick, turning the ball over. Mendenhall looks like he goes up in the air and dives. On the way down, the ball just comes right out.
I say you be aggressive coming off your goal line.
Adrian Peterson, as the Vikings try and get some breathing room. Peterson gains 4 out to the 7-yard line.
I agree with you, Moose. You know, you're inside the 10-yard line. You do not want to be there with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They get one tackle, a little pressure, get the quarterback. You can put them in a situation where they can go and get points on the board. Take a shot downfield, see if you can get a pass interference. We talked about it during the break. Sidney Rice, throw a ball up to him.
On 2nd and 6, there he is, Goose. Sidney Rice for a Vikings first down. What a turn of events, guys. Steelers with a 3-point lead inside the 10-yard line. Had they scored a touchdown, would have been a 10-point game. Mendenhall fumbles. Vikings with a chance to go on top.
And there's two ways to go about this. You can be aggressive coming off your goal line, or you can play kind of the conservative route, which is number one, let's make sure if we have to punt the ball, we give our punter the right distance to kick it. Now you've got your first down, so let's see if they shift their thought process now that they've cleared the 10.
From the 14, the fake to Peterson. And the catch is made by the tight end Shanko out to the 20-yard line, a gain of 6.
One of those key parts to the Minnesota passing game that's really gotten off to a great start this year with Brett Favre. He and Sidney Rice putting up some great numbers to start this season.
Vikings started this drive on their own 3. Now 2nd and 4 from the 20. Favre going deep. There's the shot you guys talked about. Intended for Harvin. And he is unable to come up with it. William Gay on the coverage.
Percy Harvin does a great job of turning to a defender. The ball's up. You know you're not going to have an opportunity to catch it. You got William Gay right there, and he goes and knocks the ball right out of his hands. Take a look at it.
I think he almost catches it, Goose.
I'll tell you what, he does a nice job of breaking it up, though, and not giving it an opportunity for another turnover. He did have a shot at that. You're right, Moose.
I tell you, when you do that, you're going to get more opportunities. Once you show Brett Favre that you're willing to go up and prevent the interception, he'll give you a chance to make some plays down the field.
Play clock at 3. Favre on 3rd and 4, and a terrific adjustment is made by Rice. He picks up a first down, a gain of 17 yards.
Amazing to see how this chemistry has been built so quickly between Brett Favre and Sidney Rice. Nice little back shoulder throw. Ike Taylor's in great position, just can't get around to find that ball coming in. That's great execution between quarterback and receiver.
Sidney Rice, 7 receptions, 85 yards. From the 37, this is Harvin on the end around. Favre throws a block. And Harvin finally out of bounds at the 45. And 2nd down and 2. Favre again going deep, and the catch is made by Sidney Rice. There's a penalty marker back at the 37-yard line. As Favre comes up limping.
Holding. Offense number 74. There is no foul. They're hitting the quarterback low because the defender was pulled into the legs of the quarterback.
So McKinney, the hold, erasing the 35-yard completion.
Well, all this is for naught right here. Again, a great throw. Ike Taylor in great position again, but it's a hold. James Harrison, number 92, going against Brian McKinney. He pulls him to the ground. You can see how he hits Brett Favre low, awkwardly on that leg. But you heard the call by Ron Winter.
I don't know if that was a hold. Looked like
he yanked him pretty good, Goose.
Looked like he was pushing down on the top of his shoulders.
Yeah, he got a good yank first.
Now Favre gets rid of it quickly to Greg Lewis, and he's tackled at the 39-yard line by Gay. What do you think the reaction was up in Green Bay when they saw the replay of that hit with Vikings-Packers next Sunday?
Well, I think they just think back to how many times he has made it to the field the following Sunday when nobody thought he was going to, and they know that he's going to be there regardless. You can see him right now. He's already bounced back. And he can be in a lot of pain right now, but I have never seen anybody play through things like Brett Favre has.
3rd down and 8, flag. Greg Lewis tiptoeing down the sidelines. Out of bounds just shy of a Vikings first down.
Wouldn't be surprised if somebody on the offense wasn't set right there. That was awful quick.
Illegal shift. 2 men moving by the offense prior to the snap. Did not get set prior to the snap. A 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
Brett got up and got this snap so quickly. There's Percy Harvin trying to get set. Sidney Rice at the top of the screen trying to get set.
8th Vikings penalty, very uncharacteristic of Minnesota. 3rd down and 13. More movement, more flags.
Ball start. Offense number 76. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
That is Steve Hutchinson's first penalty in 27 games.
Wow. Yeah, that's some great concentration right there. If Steve Hutchinson has never been called, little flinch right there. That's an amazing stat.
3rd down and 18. Favre pump fakes. Now he throws.
Could he work his feet on the sideline?
Big hit by Polamalu on Rice. Remember, there's no more force out rule. So it's an incomplete pass, and the Vikings will punt.
Yeah, Brett, I think Brett's mad at himself right there that he didn't get that ball out a little bit sooner. Oh, what a great job by Sidney Rice. How close was that? I didn't think he had a chance, Tony.
Is it worth the challenge?
They're right there. I mean, as a coaching staff, you're all standing right there.
There's the red flag.
I guess they saw it better than we did.
After review, with the ball in his possession, the receiver got 2 feet down in bounds. It is a catch. 1st down, Minnesota, the 46-yard line.
So a
Minnesota
tremendous
is not charged with a
challenge
timeout.
by Brad Childress, and a
However,
great
they have
job
used
by Ron Winter.
both of their challenges.
I saw that in real time, and I didn't think there was a chance that Sidney Rice got his feet in bounds. That is just a fantastic job.
So instead of the Vikings having to punt, it's a 1st and 10 from the Steelers' 46. Favre on 1st down, complete to Greg Lewis. William Gay made the tackle, gain of 6.
This is just like a short running game right now with the cushion that the corners for the Pittsburgh Steelers are playing off of Minnesota's receivers. Brett is popping up and getting that ball out, and it's like a real nice, effective run. He's getting himself into 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4s.
And then when he sees those corners come and hug up, that's when he's going to go for the double move or the big play downfield. He's setting them up. That's what he's doing.
2nd and 4, Peterson. Cuts to the outside, 1st down and more. Adrian Peterson all the way down to the Steelers' 21-yard line. Peterson gains 19, his longest run today.
Well, I mean, you've got to finish the game with Adrian Peterson. Little pump throw to the outside. Here he comes.
Nice job by that offensive line. Everybody latching on somebody, giving them the crease to get outside.
Jeff Dugan up inside with a key block at the point, gets him out onto the edge.
Vikings started this drive on their own 3-yard line following the Steelers' turnover. 1st and 10 from the 21. Favre to Peterson. And Peterson takes it down to the 10.
He just sniffed out that 1st down marker, Moose, lowered his shoulder and dove forward for it.
I tell you what, that guy he is something else, Tony.
Driving those legs, I mean, unbelievable.
Man, watch him finish this catch and run.
It's like he has another gear. Right here, he sees the 1st down, he's going to get hit, boom. Lowers, launches himself forward to get that 1st down.
1st and goal for the Vikings from the Steelers' 10-yard line. Favre, the pump fake, there's a penalty flag. The catch is made by Rice for the touchdown. There is a flag back at the 13-yard line.
Anthony Herrera is furious.
Tripping. Offense 83. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
It's on Jeff Dugan, the 4th Vikings penalty of this drive.
No, I don't agree. Don't agree at all.
No.
Bad call. Bad call.
Got tangled up with James Harrison. So Jeff Dugan, who grew up here in Pittsburgh, is called for the trip. Forces the Vikings back to the 20-yard line. First and goal. Favre, another short screen. And taking it down to the 14-yard line is Shanko, gain of 6.
Ferrier does a nice job of going and beating the block at the point and making that tackle. That's a nice job by Ferrier.
Remember, guys, the Steelers without Lawrence Timmons and Travis Kersky, both injured here in the fourth quarter. 2 starters for Dick LeBeau's defense.
And Aaron Smith, their defensive end, already out on IR for the rest of the year.
Second and goal from just inside the 15. Off the play fake. Favre rolling right. He throws. The catch is made by the fullback, Tahi. And he takes it 7 yards down to the Steelers' 8.
Down to the 8. Third and goal from the 8.
Favre on third and goal. A pump fake, and then he had the football knocked loose. It's picked up by Woodley. Woodley still on his feet.
Oh, that's such good hustle by the Steelers defense.
Lamar Woodley takes it all the way, 77 yards.
That's just never, ever give up. Unbelievable job by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
There was a lot of great hustle by the Minnesota Vikings trying to get back into that play to make a tackle, and every time they got close, a Pittsburgh Steeler defender knocked him away. Brett Kiesel gets the strip. Watch the hustle by this defense. Oh, they rallied around Lamar Woodley, and every Minnesota offensive player that was trying to make a tackle was blocked. Let me tell you, that is taught and that is coached by Dick LeBeau. We don't want turnovers. We want turnovers for scores.
What a fourth quarter we have witnessed here in Pittsburgh.
That was one of the best plays I've seen in a long time from the standpoint of how hard both teams work. I mean, there's a great turnover created. Now you're in a scoop and score situation. You see how well that defense has been coached to rally around your player and make sure he has an opportunity to score, and the hustle by the Viking offensive players trying to get him to the ground.
Percy Harvin on the return for the Vikings. Harvin across midfield. Comes back inside.
Oh, Jeff Reed, you're going to get in trouble on this one.
The second kickoff return for a touchdown this season by the rookie out of Florida, Percy Harvin. 88 yards and a Vikings touchdown.
You want to answer a big play with a big play? We just saw it right here.
One of the officials knocked over during the return.
Jeff Reed has an opportunity to just have this be a good return. Percy Harvin hits it on the fly. Here's your opportunity for a tackle. What is that? Are you kidding me?
Oh, man, that was horrendous. You got to wrap it up. Act like a...
And there's where the official gets bumped. He gets hit hard. I hope that he's okay. But this is absolutely unacceptable. Number one, as the kicker, you make the returner go back to the middle of the field. You don't allow him to the sideline.
Great vision by Percy Harvin, too, of cutting back and finding that open field to get in the end zone.
Rich Wheels, the back judge, helped off the field. after he was bowled over during the Harvin kickoff return for a touchdown. So the Steelers score on a 73-yard fumble return by Lamar Woodley, and the Vikings come right back on the Percy Harvin 88-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. 2 touchdowns in 14 seconds. Stephon Logan. And Logan tackled just shy of the 30-yard line by Asher Allen. So with 6:02 remaining, the Steelers, who have run only 2 offensive plays this quarter, start from their own 30 with a 3-point lead. Roethlisberger to Heath Miller, gain of 3. Chad Greenway, the tackle.
You know, I think we're going to see a conservative approach from this defense of the Vikings, Tony, because last week against Cleveland, every time the Browns brought pressure, the Steelers made them pay. The one time we've seen this half, when they got caught in man-to-man, Santonio Holmes had the huge catch and run down inside the 5. I think they're going to be content to let those 4 guys try and generate the pressure and then play zone behind it.
You got to see a little bit more productivity out of that Williams duo in the middle there. Haven't seen much from them as far as pressure goes.
2nd down and 7. Moore. Moore out to the 37-yard line. Gain of 4. Ray Edwards made the tackle as we approach 5 minutes remaining. Steelers facing a 3rd down and 3.
Just really surprised that they haven't tested the left corner for the Minnesota Vikings, whether it's Carl Payman, whether it's Asher Allen, whether it's Benny Sapp. Antoine Winfield is by far your best defender in the secondary. He's not out there today, and they have not gone after his replacement.
There's Payman. Matched up with Holmes. 3rd down and 3. And the play is blown dead. Penalty flags.
Delay of game, defense. Movement not common to the game. A 5-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
Trying to draw somebody off sides. They're trying to create a legal procedure.
Haven't heard that one called in a long time. And I didn't even see it down here, Bruce.
Yeah, me neither. Usually that's kind of jumps out at you.
Defensive end shaking or moving or trying to draw, but I didn't see it.
Moore out to the 48.
Chris Kimoyatu does a great job of pulling around. Moore does a great job of following him. Tell you what, these guards nowadays are very athletic. Watch him pull here, number 68, coming around, getting down the line of scrimmage, looking for somebody. Little spin move. I mean, these guys are athletic. They should be running the ball almost.
Little Polynesian pirouette there,
I'll tell you, that was beautiful.
Interesting that the Steelers have gone with Moore following the Mendenhall fumble earlier this quarter down to the red zone.
Oh, nice.
Payma coming up to wrap up Moore. And a timeout is taken by the Vikings. Here's the definition of defensive delay of game, which gave the Steelers an automatic 1st down. A defensive player aligned in a stationary position within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage. If he makes a quick or abrupt action that is not a part of normal defensive player movement and an obvious attempt to cause an offensive player to false start.
Now, I didn't see it. Like Tony said, usually that kind of jumps out at you. Kind of hard to hide that one.
Well, that was a key call on 3rd down, giving Pittsburgh an automatic 1st. Roethlisberger looking to escape. The ball is knocked loose from behind, and it's knocked out of bounds.
Ball on the ball.
Asher Allen, the rookie out of Georgia, playing in his 1st NFL game, knocking the ball loose.
Great hustle by Asher Allen. Being very patient, coming, chasing the seam back from the backside, number 21. He goes, puts a hand on karate chop. That's how you go after the ball right there. The hatchet. The ball comes out, but you got to get on it.
You got to know where you are on the field. That's a ball that's fumbled forward, so you're going to have a ton of people.
Went forward and out of bounds. Returns to the spot of the fumble. 4th down, Pittsburgh.
You guys talked all day about what the Vikings told us, making sure they hit or pin Roethlisberger's right arm. And there's Asher Allen making his NFL debut. Cousin of your former teammate, Michael Irvin. Jamar Johnson back deep for the Vikings. Sepulveda punting from his own 25. Johnson from the 21. Tackled at the 26-yard line by Kieran Fox. 43-yard punt, 5 on the return. So with 3:21 remaining, a chance for Brett Favre and the Vikings offense. Minnesota with 2 timeouts remaining.
One of the best in the business at bringing his team back in these situations. Obviously, everybody remembers that San Francisco game from earlier this year, the touchdown on the very last play of the game.
Steelers lead the Vikings by 3. Minnesota 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. Adrian Peterson gains 5.
To the 31, 8 of 5, 2nd down and 5.
Vikings with a 2nd and 5, trailing by 3. A punt fake by 5, and then a 1st down completion to the fullback Tahi for a gain of 8.
That's a nice job by Brett Favre, understanding the situation right now. Tried to do a double move on the outside. The Pittsburgh Steelers have it covered like a blanket. Check it down to your fullback.
Favre has hit 9 different receivers today. Favre going deep, and Rice made an adjustment, but could not make the catch.
There's about 3 yards of sunlight over there along that sideline, and that ball had to come right down through it. Watch along here as they get down on this route. Watch how the sun comes into the play.
Yeah, he didn't see that ball till it was 1 foot from his face, it looked like, because the sun was right in his eyes. Good call, Moose.
Favre is 10 of 12 in this 4th quarter. 2:14 remaining. Steelers lead by 3. Second and 10, Peterson. Adrian Peterson out to the 45-yard line, a gain of 6. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play, 4th quarter in Pittsburgh. Steelers lead the Vikings by 3, 3rd down and 4. Favre on 3rd down, over the top. The pass is complete for a 1st down. Adrian Peterson takes it all the way down inside the 30 to the 26-yard line. 29-yard pass play.
We were talking earlier about the beast in the room when we interviewed that man right there, Adrian Peterson. Look at that shot.
Goodness.
That is a linebacker shot right there. Wow. Maybe this guy could play both ways. Man.
You know what? All the advantage went to William Gay right there.
Oh, my God. This man is a beast.
Vikings on the move. Play clock at 1. Favre pump fakes, throws over the top. Chester Taylor inside the 20 to the 18, gain of 7.
Again, the experience of Brett Favre at the quarterback position. You said it, Kenny, play clock down to 1, and yet he can get that ball snapped. I mean, he's just got such a presence on the field. He's looking around, picks up the play clock, knows it's at 1. Boom, ball snap, avoids the 5-yard penalty.
Vikings in the red zone, 2nd and 3. Off the fingertips of Taylor and picked off. Kieran Fox. 82 yards for the touchdown.
Trying to get a little screen pass out to the left. Looks like Chester Taylor just kind of takes his eyes off of the high pass. It deflects right to Kieran Fox. And again, here they come. Ryan Clark out leading the way. Let me tell you what, I hope you see number 71 come into frame right here. That's Phil Lodeholt, 6'8", 345 pounds, running that guy all the way down to the end zone. You can't coach that. Great hustle, Phil.
Read the extra point. First career interception for the 6-year veteran Fox, who was in the game due to the injury suffered by Lawrence Timmons earlier. The Steelers defense with 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns.
After drives all the way down the field by the Minnesota Vikings. You know, I bet you Brett Favre would like to have that play back. James Harrison came to the inside, but got washed down. He had a lot more time than I think he thought he had. That screen came out a little bit quick. But the effort shown by both of the teams in this fourth quarter has been awesome.
Only the 3rd interception thrown by Favre in 7 games this season.
And right after that, man right there just made one of the most determined catch and runs on a 3rd and 5 to put him down into position for the game-tying field goal at that time. And you know, that one goes on Brett Favre's record, but that's Chester Taylor's interception. All right, Percy, you got another one left in you?
Wouldn't it be appropriate the way this fourth quarter has gone? Harvin out to the 37. We have seen returns of 77, 88, and 82 yards for touchdowns here in the fourth quarter.
Chester Taylor is such a good football player. He's their 3rd down back. He spells Adrian Peterson. He just got to be sick right now. He is such a good football player. Great in protection, great 3rd down back. When Adrian Peterson has been nicked and he's gotten the job as the featured back, does a great job.
Two fourth quarter turnovers by the Vikings. Both return for touchdowns by the Pittsburgh defense. Favre complete to Rice. Did not get out of bounds. Favre punt fakes, now fires downfield. Intended for Harvin.
Still competing to the end. Watch this throw. Almost drops it right into Percy Harvin. Shea Townsend, great position.
This Minnesota team is going to fight you to this one. No time left on the clock. You can be short about that.
Favre to Rice. Out of bounds at the 35 with 14 seconds remaining.
There was some talk about, we got to find out exactly how good Minnesota is, because when you looked at their opponents, they were at 6-0, but some people wanted to see how they would do today against this Steeler team on the road. I think everybody comes away extremely impressed.
Favre to Peterson. Peterson down to the 20-yard line. 4 seconds.
I think after the last time he did a catch and run and just absolutely freight trained William Gay, there's not a whole lot of people out there on the field right now that want to have him lined up. It's kind of, let me get down around his legs.
A note on the Steelers defense, the 2 touchdowns in this fourth quarter. Last time Steelers defense scored 2 touchdowns in a quarter, you have to go back to October of 1995. against San Diego. Time runs out on 5 on the Vikings. James Harrison with the sack. The Vikings suffer their first loss of the season.